Continuing to fill questions for usmle, I have a student from within our Telegram group asking the best way to pass the school CBSE comp exam, which is very fucking rich slash interesting because I've made numerous fucking clips here on the YouTube talking about this, okay? But I don't carry the entitlement that in 2022 you're going to go back 40, 50, 100 clips through someone's YouTube, okay? I understand that. So look, there are those of you watching this clip who have to deal with your school CBSE comp prior to being able to sit the step one or even the step two. There's those of you studying for comp level 2, and you need to fucking pass, okay? Now, I'd say at least 80% of the students I work with for tutoring purposes are struggling to pass usmle slash comp, okay? So I become essentially a subspecialist, an expert in specifically getting people through comp slash CBSE. So I can give you a very fucking excellent and world-class response here regarding how to get you through the comp exam. So before we get started, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Give the video a like. Really appreciate it. Find me on Instagram at mehlman_medical, mehlman_medical, links down below. Find me on Telegram, links to the Telegram group and channel down below. Now start the clip. So how do we get you through the comp exam slash CBSE? And I can tell you that what we need to do is go guns out blazing. There's two main components to this. The first is going guns out blazing, hammering out all the nbme content, 20 through 30, including free 120 prior to your comp slash CBSE, without saving slash reserving some of those nbme exams for after your comp slash CBSE prior to the step one. In other words, I want you, yes, to exhaust all of the nbmes and free 120 content prior to sitting comp slash CBSE. Otherwise, there's no passing comp, there is no step one, and you're not staying in fucking med school. So in the past, yes, I used to reserve maybe 3 of those nbmes so we can predict your score better after you pass comp, right? Prior to your step one, that makes sense. But as I just fucking said, there is no step one unless you pass comp. So we need to go guns out blazing. And in my observation, working with students, that gets people through the exam, okay? We need to maximize the chance you pass comp. That's our first priority. We got to keep you in fucking med school. So guns out blazing, nbmes 20 through 30, as well as free 120. The second component is I want you doing high-yield arrows, okay? So I've made plenty of PDFs. I'll link high-yield arrows down below. But when we talk about all of the topics that you could reinforce, apart from just doing questions, all right? And of course, finishing URL, there's a lot to talk about. But apart from questions, and I've made many free PDFs on my site, should you be hammering home pharm, biochem, immuno, neuroanatomy? What should you be looking at? Of course, everything will be assessed to a degree, but my high-yield arrows PDF is specifically structured to get you through your comp exam. Okay, that's the point of the PDF. That's my most important Word document that I've made because it specifically will get you through the fucking comp. All right, I can't reinforce this more. So when I've worked with students over time, we're closing that gap from, let's say, a hypothetical 160, 170 score equivalent for step one, pass-fail exam, but we're trying to get you from 160, 170 up to 210. We're trying to close that gap. It's not going to be weird fucking glycolytic enzymes, okay? It's not going to be lateral pontine syndrome. It's going to be knowing ADH, high versus low, aldosterone, high versus low, PTH, vitamin D. So this is how you're going to get through the comp exam, not only hammering home all of the nbme exams, 20 through 30 and free 120, but you're going to knock home high-yield arrows. And for comp, for step 2, you're going to have to go through all the CMS forms, Clinical Mastery Series forms, 44 forms, and you're going to have to do nbmes 6 through 12 as well as free 120. You should bear in mind that once you pass your comp exam, whether it's level 1 or level 2, you're ready to sit usmle. So, and I should have addressed this before, but when we pass comp and your school is going to give you upwards of 8 weeks to now sit the step 1 or step 2 exam, recognize that the comp and the real usmle are exactly the same. So once you pass comp, you're ready to sit the real usmle. We could have you sit within 2 weeks and you just spend those 2 weeks further consolidating and re-reviewing all of the nbme content, and then you just sit comp and you're ready. So when I talked about this notion of going guns out blazing and exhausting all the nbme material, that's okay because once you pass comp, you're ready to sit anyway. So you don't have to worry that, are you going to be underprepared toward the end? You know the deal. I'm going to make more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your time. That's it.